What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I'm Mike and this is Party Mike Tech. Today we're testing all three of my cards, the 5090, the 5080, and the 5070 Ti. We're testing at 4K in Verdansk in the new benchmark casuals mode. Make sure you stay tuned afterwards. We're going to break it all down. And make sure you like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. Alright, we're rocking the 5090 on 4K. Okay, full screen exclusive, basic preset, Fidelity FX cast, variable rate shading on, and FOV at 120. Reset our counter here. So I feel like this game mode that we're playing, which is VR Casuals, is perfect for these type of videos. So I don't have to worry too much about actually playing the game. We can just do a graphics overview, and I don't have to worry about some, try-hard gamer coming in and ruining the video. So hopefully this allows me to make content at a quicker pace for you guys and still get you the exact information you need. Everybody and their mom is landing here. So I say I don't have to worry about a try hard, and the first guy we run into is a level 532. So maybe that's not right. Seen an average so far around 276, which is what I'd expect. I haven't seen any crazy dips over here. Last night when I was playing, I don't know if it was just the lobbies or what, but I was seeing it would dip down on this card in the same settings and everything to like 200. So it was really bizarre. Like even like 160 sometimes, and it was, and you'd see the GPU usage just go down to like 58%. This is pretty typical of what you can expect on the 5090 in 4K. You're looking at 280-ish average, depending on where you're at. If you're in downtown, it's obviously going to be much lower. But we can try and go over there and try to get a loadout, and we'll go over to downtown. And I think it's really wherever the player count's the highest. The reason these Battle Royale games, I could be wrong about this, but I think the reason that the Battle Royale games are so demanding on the CPU is because there's 150 players on the map.
We're flying on fumes.
And so that's all information that your CPU has to deal with. So you'll see our FPS start to get into like the 260s here.
You people at a racetrack.
Alright, get away from these guys. I'm trying to do a benchmark here, Jesus. You guys are interrupted. Alright, so we... So, you'll see the FPS start to drop a little bit. Still pretty consistent though for the most part, but it's gonna be a busier, more crowded area over here. Yeah, real player. $280-ish, $270-ish. They should just call this benchmark mode. This is like so perfect. So yeah, I mean, maybe I take that back, but technically this should be a harder location of the map to deal with, and we're still in the high 200s, which is awesome.
Incoming lethal. Give up.
God, it's so rude of that level 802 to interrupt. I'm trying to fight a bot over here, you know? I feel like they should make it. If you're a real player in this game mode, you should have to be a solo. How do we have another self-revive? Oh, they're quads. I'm an idiot.
As I say,
Was a real player. It's the same guy. Under par, dude. GG. A fellow golfer.
I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Fairness above all else.
They definitely like made the reload time slower, I feel like. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just the movement. Kind of missed the quicker movement. All right, guys. I keep meaning to call the benchmark here, but we just keep going, you know?
Are you enjoying?
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
Taste my rainbow. What a name.
That is of no concern.
FFE, danger close. Over. LDBR inbound.
And a whole team of real players. What are you doing playing this as a trio? Anyways, GG. 272 average. Alright guys, next test. We are doing the 5070 Ti. We got the 5070 Ti running at 4K. Basic preset, Fidelity FX, PRS on, and 120 FOV. So our standard benchmark. Reset our FPS counter here. See how she does. Also, I got a MSI Gaming Trio 5070 Ti. Figured I would return my Asus Tuf one and get one that's a little cheaper. The MSI showed up today, dead on arrival. No display detected, so guess we're sticking with the Asus version. Alright. We are on the ground here. Seeing anywhere between 180 and 220. 220-ish when we're inside. Feels really smooth. Frame time like 5-ish seconds. Kind of goes up a little bit. It's pretty consistent. I think they put more money in the BR casual mode. Let's get our loady. We'll go cruise downtown. See how it performs over in that scenario. Okay. 207 average so far. See if that dips down a little bit. FPS max is probably from when you're on the plane. Yeah, we're dipping down to 180 here. Again, some of my other videos I'll show you, like my 5070 Ti overclocked versus the 5080. I run that at 90% render resolution. So it still looks really good, almost like 4K, but you just get that extra smoothness from, you know, 10% less pixels, which is awesome. I think if you're on one of these cards and you got a 4K monitor, you should consider running that resolution. 205 average should come down a little bit, kind of going into this area. But you still see it anywhere 180 and 220. I think that's where this thing's gonna land.
You've got gas moving in.
Damn. Good thing they're in BR casuals, you know? Just got pooped on by a benchmarker. All right, so we in downtown, we're seeing lows of like 150, 160 here. 151 was our FPS minimum, so definitely in the downtown area, this is gonna be where this card struggles the most. But still, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at this. I mean, this is 4K. See if they came back from the gauge. Yeah, they're there. The bot. I cruise out to farmland. See kind of what like the edge of the map is like. It's way higher frames out there. So we're at 199 average leaving there. So just shy of 200. Alright. So nothing different over here. Just above 200. We're gonna grab the most wanted contract and go full tilt until we die, and the benchmark. So we're at 1440p. We didn't really see much of a difference at all between the cards. We're starting to see a much bigger difference here. Where'd this guy go? Hello? Where'd you go? That was a real player? What are you doing just standing still, bro?
Enemy dropping into the AR.
That was a real player. Alright. He was halfway decent. I should have won that though. Should have won it. Hey, got revenge on that guy. Sorry, bud. There he is.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Diddylicious. That can't be a fake name. Dan. Dan 1994 keeps coming back. Stop it, Dan. Diddylicious. I know we got a real team over there somewhere. Don't tell me this is Dan again. Dan! Oh, it's Rubber Dad. Damn it, Dan!
You're losing ground. Move it. Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Oh, no. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Ooh, can I get him through here? No. GG. Well, there you have your 70 Ti benchmark. 196 average, minimum of 121, so it did dip a little low, but it felt super smooth. I wouldn't complain about it at all. And yeah, it's better than the MSI Trio because it wasn't dead out of the box. So we are gonna test a 5080 now. We are rocking the 5080 in 4K, basic preset, and we have it set to VRS on and FOV 120. So actually, let's start downtown on this one, and then we'll work our way up, just because of where the zone is.
Targets are up.
All right, so down here on the ground, getting like 240s, 230. I ain't got no money. We're averaging 240 here, so pretty good. We're in like the heavier area of the map. We're still getting some good numbers.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Give me your money. Still not enough. We'll take this LTV and we'll head over into the other side of the map that we normally go to. Okay, it's just chip below 200 a little bit over here. It says FPS minimum 168. I didn't catch when that was. We just did to 170-ish too. So we're seeing some dips there. While we're in the vehicle at least. Just fast moving, I guess. So I bet if we get out and run right here, it's gonna be much higher frame rate. Yeah, it shoots right back up. 250, 260, so that makes sense. All right, so we kind of got a baseline here. We're just above 230. We're seeing some dips down, just grazing the high 190s. Let's see what we can finish the game at.
This is what happens when you break the rules.
You've got a loadout drop in there.
You are not.
Gas is closing in. Relocating safe zone.
Every player must.
Sniper's up on top of that building.
Enemy UAV up.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. We're sitting right about 230. All right, 227. We're slowly trickling down there.
Oh my God!
Oh no! I didn't see that guy on the right.
Dust yourself off, regroup, and get back out there.
GG. All right, we saw 228 average there. Pretty consistent. It did dip down. It says minimum 153. I didn't catch when that was, but yeah. little bit more than the 70 Ti, decent amount less than the 90. So, all right, we'll break it all down. Be right back. There you have it, guys. A lot more of a conclusive test than what we saw in the 1440p resolution, with it being so CPU bottlenecked at 1440p. The 5070 Ti came in at last place at 196 average FPS with a minimum of 121. Right in front of that was the 5080, which had a 228 average and a minimum of 153. And then you had the 5090 at 272 average with a minimum of 212. So impressive results from all three cards. I think if you're playing in 4K, you really, you don't have a bad choice here. Obviously, price being concerned, the 5070 Ti, as I've said in many of my previous videos, is a great bet, even at this 4K resolution. I also mentioned that if you tune the render resolution down to 90%, especially on the 5070 Ti and the 5080, you will get a really awesome result. You're gonna get higher frame rates. It's still gonna look super sharp and crisp. You're just gonna get that added smoothness and some added FPS. So great option there if you're playing on one of those cards. Anyways, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Which card would you be going for? Do you play in 4K? Do you play in other resolutions? As always, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you get subscribed for more content just like this. And with that, we'll see you in the next one.